Hello. Trying to dim the lights. Dim the lights. There we go. All right. Good morning. Good people of planet Earth. Earth? Good morning. Today is Tuesday, September 24th, 2024. It is a little bit before 6 o'clock in the morning here in southwestern Nevada in Nye County, as I say, George Norrie, Art Bell territory. My name is Edward Bevilacqua, and this is Department of Career Services, where our goal is to help you on your journey through this life. And a little footnote here, this morning listening to Jordan Peterson debate with an atheist. And for Peterson, one of the key points it comes down to, if there is no God, then anything is permitted. Or another way to look at it is, if there is no God, Hitler and Mother Teresa are in the same place. The fertilizer pit. And that means life really doesn't make sense. If anything is permitted, if there is no right or wrong, if anything is permitted, then it all just is meaningless. But we don't act that way. And Jordan Peterson says we don't act that way because it's built into us. Well, okay. Good morning, Wadababy. Yeah, the meme of today, the theme of today is Let It Go. And that is from Darren Hardy's little video in the notes down below. So we're going to talk about that soon. But the intro to this, the disclaimer, the disclosure, why are we here? Our reason for being is to help our students and interested people on their journey through life. And it's key that this is designed for interested people, not interested animals, non-people things. So for interested people on their journey through this life, on this journey through this life with our transcendent soul. So good morning, Wadababy. How are you? And as you're writing it down, I'm going to continue. I'm going to say the result, where we end up, is directly related to the journey we take, just like anywhere else, right? If you take a journey and it leads to a cliff and you keep going, you're going over the cliff. If you take a journey leading to the shore, the beach, whatever, you're going to end up at the shore, the beach, whatever. So we're here to help do that. We help in 4 ways: physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. During the week, we focus on the physical, mental, and emotional. That's why we call it career services. Getting through this life as efficiently and productively as possible. Productively. There we go. Productive tones. Productively as possible. Sophie is blessed. Air Force. Okay. I think Catherine would disagree with you. I think she'd say blessed N. She's a blessed N. She's a blessed N-word. Navy. Okay, going to Las Vegas today. On to Vegas today. Big day in Vegas. Then returning. Got a big day yesterday. Looks like we got 2 new people. 2 people over the weekend. So things is happening. Things is happening. Okay, but here we are. And how do we help? Okay, so what do? We talked about that. How do we do it? We do it 2 ways. One is through the worksheet which is attached down below. That is the experts. And if all you can do is one thing, just do one thing from the worksheet below. You don't have to do the 4-hour full Monty. Just do one thing. And if you're going to choose things to do the things in red letter. Yeah. We got a bunch of red letter things today. In fact, here are the red letter things for today. Daily Stoic. Honor them. That's a good one. Francis Ford Coppola is on there talking about how he becomes more like his wife, and thus she's not gone because he emulates or imitates things that she did, and thus, in a sense, she's still there. Seth's blog, knowing the territory, right? As long as we have people who are lost, we need guides. Darren Hardy is red letter and in bold. What? Yeah, it's bold red. Supersonic success accelerant. That is our meme of today. Let it go. So the first way we help people on their journey through this life is the worksheet. The second way is the podcast. And the purpose of the podcast is to help us build better habits. Good morning, Maticus von Atticus. Good morning, good morning. Good morning, gut morgen. How would you say that in German with a Russian accent? Okay, good morning. Glad to see you're here. I am driving to Vegas today, leaving about 8 o'clock, picking up Mr. Bojangles. And yeah, maybe we can chat in the car. GM Matt. Okay, good. Let's get to the worksheet. Let's get to what we're talking about regarding Darren Hardy. So Darren Hardy, a supersonic success accelerant. He's talking about, I think he said 1947, humans broke the sound barrier, but to do that, many people died. And one of the reasons they died is when they got up into the high atmosphere where the air is very, very thin, the aerodynamics of the plane did not work. And so the plane could go into a tumble, not a flat spin, but a tumble. And he talked about how back at command, they would be trying to communicate with the pilot or communicating with the pilot. And he's saying, I tried that. And they're telling him how to get the ship to stop tumbling. He describes it like a rock being hurled in space. How do you get it to stop doing that? And so they would be struggling and people would be screaming, and then they would crash and die as they're trying to get the plane. But then this one guy, Chuck Yeager, passed out. And when he passed out, he let it go. So when he came to, he was like 25,000 feet later. He was in the lower, thicker air where the plane worked again. He was able to correct the situation because the plane worked. So Darren Hardy's point was, when things are uncontrollable, let it go. Stop trying to control things that cannot be controlled. Stoic thing, right? There are things we can control and things we can't control. Don't get upset about the things you can't control because you cannot control them. So Darren Hardy is talking about in business and in life. When you get to the point where it's out of your control, just let it go. So an example of that would be the wraparound last week. Some of the people who did the wraparound in the past were very focused on, what about this? We got a plan for all of these contingencies. And for me, my analysis, my thought process going in is the people doing the event, the wraparound, have been doing it for years. So once a quarter, they've been doing it for years. They know what they're doing, number one. Number two, it's 2 hours. It's only 2 hours. Number three, the people who are attending have very low expectations. So rather than trying to think of all of the contingencies, all of the possible things that could happen, go wrong, do this, do that, a lot of things being that we can't control. What we did, what my attitude was just let it go. It's not there's no point trying to do things, because at the end of the day, it's about, will the homeless people show up? And of course they did. And I think the results, the numbers for the results were very, very good. So, yeah, as Mark Watney would say. So, yeah, I blew myself up. Okay, let it go. Let it go. Let's see. Seth Godin kind of had an interesting one. Let's read that one, then we'll call it a day. Knowing the territory. There is always room for someone who really knows their way around an industry, a technology, or a problem. That's what agents, agencies, and organizers do. The hard part isn't in finding people who will value true on-the-ground expertise. The hard part is actually earning it and maintaining it. That's the on-the-ground expertise. As long as there are folks who are lost, we will need guides. Right? As long as there are folks who are lost, we will need guides. Okay, let's see what else we got. Maticus von Atticus, anything you have to say? Are you actually there, or did you just log on and now you're back to sleep? Wake up, log on, go to sleep. Wake up, log on, make a couple comments, and then go back to sleep. Okay, we'll test it out here. We're going to test it out for a few seconds, waiting to see if Maticus von Atticus is there. However, I got to say, the habit of showing up gets points. Aha! I think I want to come back to Pahrump. Yes. Right. I think you can come back to Pahrump as the step one of the plan I discussed with you yesterday, being the bird dog, spending 60 days someplace, return, spend 30 to 60 days figuring out where's the next place, bird dog it, be the guide, be the trailblazer, etc. So, yeah, well, we're 12 minutes in. I think we covered everything. Let it go. Let it go is the main thing. If you can't control it, do the best you can, then let it go. Shalom. Shalom. Om. Shalom. Om. Shivas and Shalom. Om. That could be my new mantra. Okay, so big day, everyone. Good day. Glad you were here. Showing up is 90%. The other 30% is what you do after you show up. So that kind of reminds me, one of the things I wanted to end or start all of these podcasts is the reminder from the Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. This is not the place you go to. This podcast is not the place you go to. It's the place you go from. We go from here out into the world, or as Father Boyle would suggest, we go from here to the margins, to be with the people whose burdens are more than they can bear, because that's the only way we'll stop throwing people away. Shalom. Okay, thank you, everyone. See you tomorrow. Go make something happen. Oh, yeah. So today's Hallow reading was also a good one, which is do what Jesus instructed. Don't talk about doing what Jesus instructed. Just do it. Bunk and cut.